now I can progress in my lab. So the goal of creating this Ansible server on Azure instead of AWS account is that I want to give you a demo of how using code deploy on premises instead of EC2 instance, right? Because I have already covered how you can deploy your artifacts to an EC2 instance. Means that that instance or the instance that include in your deployment group are in the AWS account. But in this lab, I will show you how you can create a VM on your on-premises data center and how you can connect that VM to the code deploy so that the code deploy will be able to deploy this artifact to our on-premise instance. So one thing I have to do now is check if our instance is able to interact with the internet by using the command sudo apt get update, right? So now my instance is able to interact with the internet. So what I have to do now is try to register my EC2 instance, right, or my Azure VM with my code deploy. So let me come here and create and go to the code deploy service and then register my Ansible server that is in Azure account to my on-premises instance in code deploy that is in AWS. So to register your EC2 instance, we will follow some steps. The first thing that we will do is to create an Iam user. This user will have its access key and secret access key that will enable us to interact with the AWS resource, right? Then create a policies for that user. In this case, I will give it the administrator access, but in the production, make sure to give this user less permission, because if anyone can be able to get the access key and the secret key of the user, then it will be able to interact and launch anything in your AWS in any region, and it will be very hard for you to inspect that until if you are using the guard duty or using the cloud trial, so you can manage or you can inspect who interact with your resource and what are the resources, etc. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create a user quality root and have the secret and the access key of that user. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go to the IAM and create a user. I will create a user and they have to attach a permission of user for this user. I will attach them the administrator access, so this user will have the full access to all resource in my AWS account. I will add user. I will call it as my name, and then scroll down here. Either you can give it one of them or both of them, it does not matter. But in our case, we are needing only the access key and the secret key. So we don't need the AWS console access. So permission, then attach existing policies to that user, and then we give it the administrator access. Give it a tag, review, and then create that user. So once this user creates, make sure to save its credential access key and secret access key in a secure place. You can download this CSV file, because once you will close this page, you will be not able to see the secret key, right? So it's better to download before you close this page. So before I close it, I will copy the access key and I paste it here, and then I will show the secret access key and I paste it here as well. Then I need something else, that is the IRN of that user. The IRN stands for Amazon resource name. So I go to that user, click on that user, and then copy the user IRN here as well. So this file, we will create it and paste this credential to it. So sorry, I have to remove all of this and paste that here. And here we have to specify the user. As long as we are using organ, right, and it is in the US with 2, so US with 2. So I have to create this folder, then create inside it this file, and copy these lines to this file. So I have to come to my Ansible server, and then use sudo, make a directory, pc, then code deploy, copy, I paste it here, but I have to add the option of the -p, because I will create a directory and subdirectory, and hit enter. Now I have to create this file, right? Copy. So sudo nano c could deploy, and then paste its name here, right? Then copy these lines and paste it to that file. Control X, yes, and hit enter. Then the file is saved. Now we have to set or to export this variable that's called AWS region, and then I have to install the code deploy engine, right? So we'll copy it, paste it here, hit enter.